This laboratory corresponding to study the physics of a string starting with an E-string sport which evolved using bungee cord where people are released and made a specific motion. We started for the computational model of 1-2 spring and adapted to a 2D spring. We analyzed the video of the spring, we put a CSV file for the program and the text data, and we obtained this result: the predicted motion and the observed motion. For last, we plot in the same graph, the energy change. We assume the internal composition of the rope as a spring being attached to a mass stretch is our solution to study the string sport considering a spring mass system. This is the equation used: the energy equation, Newton's second law, Hooke's law, and period. This is the system considering the mass, spring, and air together, and delta E is equal to 0. Variation of kinetic energy, variation of potential, variation of spring potential is equal to 0. From tracker, we take some value of T and we take some value of initial position and final time. We found the value of key considering the value obtained for tracker of T. Running the code, we have this variation: ball mass, ball vector, spring mass data, gravity constant, resort constants, and this value corresponds the system energy, the spring force, Newton's second law. When we run in the program, you will see the spring forming Lisa U figures with spring force, a blue arrow, gravitational force, a black arrow, the experimental data, the red line, and the Python detect data, blue line. The similar phase to function sino or cosino are not equal in the amplitude of the experimental data compared with the Python predicted position. Now we want to graph variation of energy. We change here and we change over here. Uncomment this and comment this. The graph of energy variation is the next. The green line is the gravitational potential variation and the red line is the spring potential variation. These both are opposite between them. As you can see, when the gravitational potential is the max, the spring potential variation is the lowest point. The total energy, the variation of energy, is equal to 0 considering our system mass, spring, earth. What does it mean? Is the energy principle satisfied? Yes, this principle is satisfied because variation of energy is 0, means no energy transfer to and from the surrounding. This movement is the result of two different movements, considering harmonic simple movement. And we have two movements, we have two period distance. This is this first value and this is the second value. This is the result, a superposition of simple harmonic motion. Is the result a combined movement with two combined periods. Mathematically, we represent these two movements in function of amplitude and amplitude sin omega 1, omega 2, and this is variation of phase. The relation between these two periods is the next, and this is period give me a particular movement in the spring attached mass. This movement generate a Lisa U figures. As you can see, variation in this proportionality, and this is the original value of mass and initial longitude is very similar in this case. Now we have the variation of the mass and we have this kind of movement. For last, we have considering moving variation of the longitude and the mass is equal, and this is the movement obtained. In a system with ropes with stretch we have a similar situation like a spring attached to a mat. This may generate a combined movement with two different periods and two different angular. This rate between angular velocity is the result of two harmonic movements dependent of sine or cosine function. This harmonic combination generates a path in his trajectory, also known Lissajous figure. The total variation of energy is the select system air spring mass is conserved equal to zero, meaning the surrounding or world surrounding is zero, presence of conservative forces acting only. Thank you for watching.